Here's the undefeated super middleweight Dan, the bully Melikuziev. Hailing from and fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, here is the animal, Vaughn.
All right, gentlemen, you received the instructions in the dressing room, know what to expect. Good, clean fight. Legal punches, here for you. Legal punches, here for you. Touch gloves, go out to both of you. Ready? Ready? Box.
He does have that win over Roy Jones Jr. This is how we do it.
I knew you would know it. You're old enough. Shows some mental fortitude on it. I mean,
3 defeats. Well, we've seen a lot of those Eastern European countries. I would get right back in the ring and try and pick up where I left. Countries produce so many great amateur fighters. Ready for me. He said, how do you throw a guy with 3 professional fights?
His brother, Devin Alexander, two-time champion. So he comes from, and he had a tremendous amount of amateur fights. I mean, he had brotherhood, that bloodline. Good left hand by the bully.
If they don't have to call the medics, you have to sew them up. They usually just kind of
just covering up. So touch the front of the gloves just to get an angle, but he knows where he went wrong in the other rounds, in the other fights that he had. Alexander, I think he's going to stay.
Is that Vaughn Alexander?
So showed you exactly what his aspirations were. Look at how Melikuziev is using those angles. He may be a bully, but he's light on them toes. And Melikuziev. Look at that. See those angles? That's what sets apart. But he's a strong puncher instead of a one-punch, fighting at a distance, looking for the counter punches. So an angle with the power.
Alexander keeps shaking.
Montel Griffin wants him to step it up.
Maybe he's the Bruce Lee, Fred Astaire.
I mean, for being a bully, he's dancing really nicely on his feet right there. As his body frame doesn't show you that he's an angle puncher and a boxer like that.
Uzbek.
Very nifty on his feet.
Well, he's nifty because of Uzbekistan.
And his 3 wins, 3 by knockout shows you that he's a puncher, obviously, but he's nifty on them feet. That was a hotbed for boxing.
Intimidate. Good jab there. I remember your dancing performances. In fact, it was the first main event. Nice straight right hand, a sneaky one there.
Melikuziev was trying to get an angle earlier. I love seeing that. That takes experience from
rounds if you don't throw punches.
Good body shot by the bully.
Back the bully.
And he told us the first day out of prison, he was
karate national champion in Uzbekistan. Sergio, last round I believe you pulled out the Latin snake moves.
That's right.
Carries around all that muscle move the way that Melikuziev is. And it's lengthened because of all the fights. He said, well, you don't hurt him too bad.
It's from the bully. He's trying to get an angle on Alexander. Very smart and experienced by Melikuziev.
Imagine that
he was straight in the boxing gym. So he talked about something about dancing as well. So he's good with his feet. Good 1-2 block, and then you can get an angle like that, and then punch from there to give you time to plant your feet.
Sit for that bell.
It's frustrating. He hasn't done enough upper body movement.
That's because you had no money to spend at the casino.
And Alexander said this was the problem, and if that's your style, then it's not tiring at all. You're doing that in sparring. You're doing that for 8 weeks. Do that again. And you get hit by that. And I went wrong in my losses. I may have not gotten knocked out, but I know I went wrong. I didn't punch him.
Coming alive at least a little bit.
And that's what I was saying. Maybe this was his game plan.
Thank you, Todd. Joel, what have you seen up to now?
Alexander protecting the body, but that's also his defense. He has that cross defense, kind of like everyone thinks that moving around the ring gets you tired. You wouldn't get away with it, but fighters like that are on their toes, bouncing around, always getting angles, they could fight with a punch. Fighters like Melikuziev are going to give you hell. They're not going to.
There's a right hand from Alexander.
Step on the gas, midway into this fight, and if that's it, Alexander's doing that. But when you're hitting something, when you're touching something, you don't train to.
That's a long time to feel somebody outside.
He's actually looking for that shot.
This is against really good competition. He's never been stopped, but he gets outworked, and he's getting outworked. You're always hitting something, a heavy bag, a sparring partner.
Watch your head, guys. Careful.
Alexander's standing in front of him. A la Vasily Lomachenko type. He punches, gets an angle. Punches. see it a lot with a lot of boxer punchers. You know, they fight with their hands down. I mentioned Melikuziev is not giving them a chance to. So the animal needs to turn it up. Hasn't been able to land anything. And from the southpaw stance, from the lefty stance, it's very difficult to catch up. You mentioned Lomachenko. I mean, you know, Tyson Fury for a punch. I mean, the output of Alexander, and he was critical of himself. He said, hey, I know when it strength, but power, you hurt them. They'll be out on their feet, or it could change the.
Punches landed for Vaughn Alexander.
Yeah, his hands are low, and he gets away with his hands low like that too, because he's really light on his feet with power. With strength, no, you can still back up to this fight. If he can start stepping it up right
There's a big right and a left hook. Claudia Trejos now with Joel Diaz.
Anytime you're dealing with a fighter that needs to be
10 seconds. Stop at the back.
So a better round for the animal, but not good enough.
Melikuziev landing a jab from a different angle, coming from the bottom up just to land that straight left hand. But now it's hard to close down the distance if you're not using the jab as a key. Alexander finally threw a punch where Melikuziev was going to be. See, like right here, Alexander needs to throw punches just like that.
23, so much amateur experience. That shot stings Alexander. You know, when Alexander does throw, he's connecting more times than not. Well, you heard Joel Diaz saying that Melikuziev,
he didn't throw nothing. Anytime you're an Olympian, like a silver medalist like he was, you know, you're curious what he's in, how he's
hurt to the body. Is that why the animal's not throwing many jabs, because it exposes his body?
No,
those may have been the best punches in the fight for Alexander, but Beck handled him very well.
See, Alexander?
For Alexander, 97 by the Beck.
And that's the reason Melikuziev, but with 3 fights in, fighting experience, to really corner a fighter that's moving.
Big right hand. That was the best punch of the fight.
Alexander doing what I said he needs to do. Start putting the pressure, but moving his head. The best round by Alexander, which he still might be losing.
Just not enough output by the animal. Through 6 rounds, 19 power punches. By far for Vaughn Alexander.
Throw any punches. So Alexander needs to punch. Big hand
right hand again for Alexander.
Use his movement. That's what he needs to do. Put the pressure on physically.
Left hand.
Changing his angles, changing his speed.
He's years old, but he's only 23, Sergio. Getting some attention in the corner.
Those always hurt the most. It's punches you don't see coming. And the angle punching from, Alexander's not seen those punches come.
You okay?
I asked you earlier if Melikuziev would start to swing around the ring, but seems to be speeding up, dancing around, laughing. Look at him.
See Alexander, no jab, just following his opponent around.
On the left eye, it appears of Melikuziev, probably from that headbutt.
To right, stopping on a dime. Beautiful boxing by a puncher. Took it well. Right there, going back to the power, going to the body, concentrating on the body, still getting the angles. Just 1 single shot, 2 shots. Not a good look for Alexander. Here we're going to see 2 right hands by Alexander. That one landed cleanly.
Been in an 8th round. Good for him.
Very good for him. Especially, look, Alexander's never been stopped. He already got the distance down. Just punch away now. Punch away. And the timing down. So now you just got to do it with speed. So if you are going to get the stoppage, something about bald-headed fighters that, you know, you just sit side of the referee where you can't see it. There you go.
The Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino.
I didn't expect
Melikuziev doing his best to give it to him.
See, that was a chopping right hand by
Alexander. Oh, that looked like an intentional headbutt.
Watch your head. Stay right there. You okay? You got to be careful.
You're intentional. I still don't
very
think.
Careful with you. You do that again, I'll take a point away. Here we go.
I still don't think it did it on or not.
Oh, nice left hand, which buckled in.
Those arms, wherever his head's gonna be, not where his head's at, because Melikuziev has been doing a great job getting in angles. Do it with speed, not power. Because if you miss one, see this by Melikuziev, especially when you have a 3 wins, 3 knockouts, you expect a Melikuziev's head, but it was a total accident right there. That's the reason.
Middle of the forehead, blue
Left
corner.
hand lands for
Olympian, a silver medalist, so they're going to move him faster.
counter right of Alexander.
He got an angle. Melikuziev gets these angles and throws shot. You fall off balance and into the hands of Alexander, which is what he's waiting for.
Alexander has a lot of work to do.
Headbutt.
Olympic silver medalist at the 2016 Rio Games.
Bernard Hopkins, anytime the referee was on the right side, he would throw
Better chance of making a comeback. Vaughn Alexander here, or you on the
The
roulette?
referee didn't say nothing, and Melikuziev didn't complain as well.
Round 9 scheduled for 10.
So it's the right opponent at the right time, and he's going to go some routes from that angle. That double the force. Just like that. See, he's peppering him away. That no power there. That power, that was they're not intentional, but I wonder if they practice it.
Well, it's still intentional. It may not look intentional. So you on the roulette table tonight after last night's disaster. Don't in your eyes, Sergio.
Well, look, he has lost with Alexander, so it's a good look all around.
Let's see if Alexander starts to. Are you pushing Melikuziev to try and get the finish here?
Shots.
2 years ago, but none later than that.
Alexander,
Swing and miss.
my money's on the Latin snake. And yes, I spoke in the third person. The right word, because he needs to show it. Caution to the wind. He already got the distance, but with speed, not power. Look, see right there. Vaughn already got the distance down and the timing down.
Effective aggression. He needs late drama in India. Vaughn Alexander told us his last fight he didn't throw enough punches. He didn't throw enough punches tonight. He's 30.
Southpaw there and swing and a miss.
Getting some whistles. The crowd wants action.
Punches is a sign of age. And at 34 years old, we'll see if he gets another chance.
Sergio, you were right.
Last round count.
For what?
Everything goes. Walk for his man.
Here we see Alexander started early around with a good right hand right there, because like I said, he got the timing down from Melikuziev.
Touch glove, guys. Last round. Touch glove. Good job. Here we go.
He won his first 7 fights, but tonight he just has not.
He needs to let them punches fly. I think it's a one-sided fight.
Melikuziev not really a one-punch knockout kind of guy.
Southpaw handles like that, and for a big man like the bully, for him to be able to do that.
Nice left. Alexander keeps shaking his head no. Let's see how aggressive Melikuziev is here in the final stanza.
Very impressive, actually.
Looks like he's trying to land. Ooh, nice left. There's a shot right
there. The angles. You know, I love seeing southpaws that punch.
That's kind of what he needs, though. The left eye of Alexander almost completely swollen shut. And that will do it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges agree 100-90. Your winner by unanimous decision. He is still undefeated. And now the WBA Continental America Super Middleweight Champion, Bektemir